Hi there, I'm Nick Blanton. Today I want to talk to you about job security as a freelancer. Now, if you're a freelancer or just getting started out, you probably have the same concern about job security. Now, for me, I don't have that concern. And the reason I don't is because I've learned a thing about freelancing, and I want to share that with you today. Um, See, when I first started freelancing in 2015, at the beginning of 2016, I only had a couple clients and I was struggling and I wasn't making much money, and it was just a huge burden. It was so stressful, and I just knew something had to change, and so I tried out a few different techniques. Some of them didn't work at all. Some worked a little bit, but I found one thing that I could do and get as many jobs as I needed, as many jobs as I wanted. And so I finally figured this thing out. And within about 2 weeks, I went from having 3 clients to having about 12. And that may sound great, but to me at that time it was devastating. I had way too much work to do, and I was constantly getting emails asking, can you do this project, or can you do this, or getting a call, can you do this? And so I'm writing down all those projects and I'm taking down all these things and taking down all these orders and not actually getting any work done. I tried hiring people to do different jobs, and maybe this guy can do this and this, but it just wasn't working out for me at all. And so, I mean, I knew it wasn't going to work. If hiring other people to do these jobs wasn't working, I had to do this work myself, and it was just way too much. There weren't enough hours in the day. I was being so stressed by all this work, and for me, it really upset me. It really bothered me when I would take on a job and I'd say, "Oh yeah, I have time to do that today, and I'll have that done for you in a few hours, and then I'll get back to you." And then not being able to do that, that just I couldn't handle that, and it got to the point that all I could think about was which jobs I had to do and how I was going to schedule it and when things would get done, and I was thinking about the work all the time, but never actually doing any work. And during that time of thinking and just planning all this stuff and being so stressed, I actually figured out a huge key that really helped change me. And that was the idea that as an employee, you're at your employer's mercy. They own you. And if they don't need you anymore for any reason, they fire you. They let you go. It's fine. There's no issue. And you're gone. But when you're a freelancer and you're good, they need you. You see, they go through this process of hiring people and they may hire 4 people before they find one that they like. And if they like you, they're afraid of losing you. And they know it's going to take so much time and cost so much for them to find another good one, and they may never find one. So if you're good, they're afraid of losing you, and for good reason. And I knew my clients felt this way about me. I knew that they're afraid to lose me. I knew that they couldn't afford it. And so there were some that I thought, well, these guys could probably afford to pay me a lot more. Others I thought, no, I don't think so. Even some of them I was doing work that really, anybody could do is more simple stuff. So on those kinds of jobs, I didn't even think about asking them. But on several of the jobs, I was doing very good work that, they couldn't just replace me. It would be very hard and probably impossible for them to find someone easily or quickly that would be able to do what I was doing for them. And so I divided my clients into 2 groups: the ones who I was doing this good work for, that I really liked them as a client, I liked working with them, and then everybody else. And so I went to the ones that I really liked and to the ones that I wanted to work for and I was doing this good quality work for. And I told them, I have way too much work to do right now. I love working with you as a client. I'd love to keep you as a client, but I'm just not able to do it at the price I did it for before. And the clients, they totally understood, and all of them. I had some that I was working for $25 an hour, one or two that I was working for $20 an hour, and some for 30 or so. And each one of them, whatever price that I asked them up to $50 an hour, and everyone gave me what I asked them for, with no hesitation. And so quickly, I almost doubled my hourly rate, and lowered my hours per week, and I was making so much more and working so much less and had so much less stress over just dividing my clients in half and keeping the ones that were the ones I really liked to work with and I was doing great work for. And so that's the power of freelancing when you're doing it right, is that you as the freelancer can actually fire your clients.